Greetings, Rabbi Box back again for my Parshat HaShavua, Torah portion of the week. This week is a double portion. It's Parshat Vayakheil and Parshat Pekudei. Vayakheil is Exodus chapter 35, 1 through 38:20. And Pekudei is also Exodus, of course, chapter 38, verse 21 through 40, verse 38. What I want to do is sort of give a very brief overview of both portions. So, for in Parshat Vayakheil, we have the entire Israelite community coming together, and we're going to be given introductory procedures about Shabbat, donations to the tabernacle, and the appointment of the artisans who are going to help to decorate the Mishkan. Building of the tabernacle structure as a place of God, the coverings, the frames, the partitions, the textiles, all the specific accoutrement, if you will, all the specific things that go into the making of the Mishkan. The constructing of the interior furnishings, the ark and its cover, the table and the menorah, the altar for incense, and the anointing oil and incense. And then the completing of the courtyard, the altar and the laver and the enclosure. So that's Parshat Vayakheil. And Parshat Pekudei is the completing of the tabernacle. So you have the inventory of the donated metals and their use, the vestments of the priests, the ritual items, the apparel of the priests. You have a summary of the completed components, the announcement of the completion, and the general inventory of completed components. And then you have the erection and consecration of the tabernacle, how the directions given on how to actually build the tabernacle complex, for anointing the tabernacle complex and personnel, execution of directions, and the entry of God's presence. Now, the tabernacle is literally the place where the Ark of the Covenant is supposed to be. This is where the Ten Commandments and all of the other important works are going to be traveling inside this ark, inside this traveling tabernacle. And within the tabernacle, there's different, sections, different places people can go to. So, for example, um, only the high priest can go into the holiest of places, the closest place to the actual Ark of the Covenant, where all of the important things are. And there's different areas that people can go into, the courtyard, and then the next place after the courtyard, and so on and so forth. And there's actually very specific directions on who's allowed to go into which part of this tabernacle. Now, the question is, and also as they're traveling in the desert, the tribes of Israel are stationed in certain formations around the tabernacle. So the question is, do we actually believe that God needs this place to sit, live, be, however you want to look at it? But the actual thing is that the tabernacle is more about what the children of Israel need, what the Israelites need. It's a visual representation of God's presence uh, inside in the midst of the people, and um, it's not just ornamental, but it's certainly ornamental in a way that makes the Israelites feel that God is amongst them or within them. So I want to just read the last couple of chapters, the last couple of verses of Pekudei, and at the end of Pekudei we finish the book of Exodus. So of course we conclude with Chazak V'nit Chazek, because next week we will begin the next book of the Bible. Of course, we will begin Leviticus. So the last few verses of chapter 40. When Moses had finished the work, the cloud covering the tent of meeting and the presence of Adonai filled the tabernacle. Moses could not enter the tabernacle, the tent of meeting, because the cloud had settled upon it, and the presence of Adonai filled the tabernacle. When the cloud lifted from the tabernacle, the Israelites would set out on their various journeys. But if the cloud did not lift, they would not set out until such time as it did lift. For over the tabernacle a cloud of Adonai rested by day, and fire would appear in it by night in view of all of the house of Israel throughout their journeys. A very physical representation of God within the presence of the Israelite nation. Shabbat Shalom.